Hey everybody, this is Matthew from Miniwargaming.com with Miniwargamer Dave from Miniwargaming.com.
Like saying that, huh?
It's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun.
You know, that brings me back actually when we first started, and I would make fun of you for that name, and now it's just become your name.
Yeah. It's actually weird to not hear it at the beginning of a video.
Yeah, if it was Dave from Miniwargaming, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Anyway, if you haven't been able to tell by the title, this is a Dark Potential Developer's Diary. Now, I tried to do one yesterday. I just wasn't in the right mood, and I've also been having a hard time doing these where I just sit here and talk to the camera for a while. I was able to do the first few, but now I'm starting to find that it's difficult because there's no interaction. And so I've asked Dave to come along, and basically, when I do these diaries, most of the time I think, he'll be here with me. And instead of me talking to you guys, I'm going to be telling him all about it, because this is actually something I've been creating, and he hasn't really been working on it with me. And so this is a good chance for you to...
No, that's good. It's your baby.
Yeah.
And I'm very... Okay, you are to the rejects in terms of fans, in terms of number oneness, as I am to this. I'm the number one fan of Dark Potential.
Well,
like when you tell, honestly, when you tell me what's going on, I feel like a kid. Like you're telling me a bedtime story. It's ridiculous. Like I want to know what happens next.
So, good. Well, that's perfect. That's perfect.
I'm good.
And yeah, this is something I've been working on. This will be a mini wargaming thing, or Primal Horizon, which is our other trade name. But yeah, I've been the one kind of thrusting it because I really wanted to do it. So what I want to talk about is, wrong page. A few things actually. What we're going to start doing over the course of the next few weeks, and this is brought to you by Yop.
Gotta get those calories in.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, this is very informal if you can't tell. What we're going to be doing over the next few weeks, I'm going to try to do a couple of these a week. And you know, obviously David doesn't mind; he gets to paint his stuff, and it's a good opportunity to work on your stuff anyway. And I want to kind of go over the history that I've been creating. I've actually been working on things behind the scenes. I haven't been posting on the forums as much. I've been more working on my own because I really want to get to the point where we're actually developing some miniatures this year. And not just this year, but this first half of the year. My goal, if I can remember the timing in my mind properly, is to have the funding by March and pretty much miniatures made by probably May. At the latest, I'm hoping. Now that's barring any issues like working with all the artists and everything else. We obviously don't have the time constraints as big companies like Games Workshop and Privateer Press, because this is new, and we have the rest of our business going on in the meantime. So this is not making us any money really yet. But you know, one day it could become.
One day it'll make all the money.
Yeah, this is really. It could potentially, no pun intended, become bigger than everything else combined, and then some. But that would be awesome. Right now, that would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be a dream come true.
Okay, so what I want to do here is go over a few things. This is more an introductory video, and then we'll actually get to the first part as well. But in this introductory video, I want to show you what I've been working on. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, on the forums, I posted up a teaser for some concept art. Actually, it's not concept art, it's environmental art. Environmental? I know, it has the N in there, and I always like to say the environmental.
It reminds me of Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Yeah, how he enunciates every consonant.
Every syllable.
Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen that yet, take a look at it right here.
Watch The Matrix, it's a good movie. No, just kidding, I know it's a good segue. That probably sounded really loud to them.
It'll be edited out.
Oh, why?
Because I see the spike in the timeline, because this is going to be like probably 30 minutes long, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to watch the whole thing. So I look for the spikes. I just had that idea today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, you know what, because I was making this yesterday, and then I got interrupted, and I wasn't in the right mood, so I didn't finish it.
Why do you need to edit it?
Because I need to add the pictures. I'm going to show them.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to edit it otherwise.
Oh, okay, so adding stuff.
Adding stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, anyways, I had this idea that I'd smack the microphone, so when you're looking at the audio line in the editing software, you can see these huge spikes, because it like cancels out so badly. Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, what happens there? And so anyways, this is the picture from the forum. Hold on. This is the picture from the forum. I'll probably edit out those spikes, because that would just be really loud. that I posted. It's very, very, very pre-concept for the environmental art. I've been trying to get 2 or 3 of these. I actually hired 4 artists in total. The first one, I was a miscommunication. I didn't realize that I had asked him for concept art rather than the finished work. So when he finished, he handed it to me. I'm like, is this it? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, but I wanted the full thing. He's like, that's not what you asked for. And then I read the emails. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not what I asked for. And so I was disappointed with that. It's okay. It gives a broad idea, but it's, you know, it's not even worth showing. And then out of the other 3 people, one of them had computer problems and is finally getting me some stuff right now. I'm not going to show it yet because it's still very preliminary. One of them never replied after I hired them. Like, they said, sure. And I gave them all the details. And then 3 weeks later, I emailed them saying, I haven't heard from you. And I still haven't heard from them. So, and then the other one is the one that you're seeing right here. Now, I want to show you another one. Nobody else has seen this yet. This is his latest concept. Now, before I show it to you, remember, this is still the concept before the actual finished product. And so he's just showing me what he's going to work with. So right here, and this is really cool because he sent this to me and I was like, this is awesome. And at first I thought it was the finished product. And he said, no, this is the finished concept. Because I looked at it, I'm like, well, the buildings aren't decayed enough and blah, blah, blah. There's not enough green. And he's like, no, I'm going to add all of that. So I gave him a few guidelines, but he's still working on that. So it's not done yet, but you guys get to see this first. And I think I got excited when I saw this because this is not even like their characters and our factions. This is just the starting to put the world together. And it's not really meant to say we're building this city or this part of the world. It's more just, this is the feel, the feel of the game. And so you saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so everybody else is seeing this right now and you saw it. What did you think of it?
I think you're thinking of the word periphery? No, that's not it. Ambiance? No, that's a little too feminine. It's like in between those two. That was really good. I liked it. Honestly, like, you kind of cheated with the title, as in, come see what this top secret thing is. Not cheated as in, because you can't cheat when you post content, but just like getting people to see it. But it's related to Dark Potential anyway, which is awesome. So that by itself, I'm going on a tangent. The thing was awesome. It's really good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I liked it.
So I have also, the other thing I realized as I've been working on this is I've been having a hard time feeling motivated to really push. And that's because I realized at one point that I have no idea where I'm going with this. Like, I know in my mind I had this vague idea, we want miniatures, we want a rule book, we want a game, but I really need to lay out all the steps from here to there so that I could actually check things off and I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I was working on the history and the timelines and I did a lot of work and then I felt like I had nothing done. Not because I didn't have anything done, but because I couldn't check anything off a list because I didn't have a list.
It's too abstract, right?
Yeah, it's too abstract. So I downloaded a free program called, an open source program called FreeMind, and you're going to see this on the screen. And basically, this is a mind mapping software. This is really good for just brainstorming. And what you can see here is it's just I don't even know what to call it. I call it a mind map. I guess it's what would you call this?
It's kind of like a tag cloud.
It's like a cloud, but what do you call it when you like filter down with all these? I don't know. A tree. That's the word. Yeah. I'm like a computer science major, and we dealt with trees like crazy, and I could not remember the name of it. I'm like, it's something. I don't remember the name. Anyways, and so you can see there's 4 major components when you break it down: rule book, miniatures, website, fundraising, and then I really broke down the rule book even further. I got to figure out the background, the factions, the illustrations, the rules. So this is really covering everything I have to do, from what I have to write to what I have to get done and everything else. And then background gets broken down to history, the science, the style. History gets broken down to timelines and the overall faction interaction. And then the timelines get broken down to the pre-100 Years' War and the post-100 Years' War. Remember, the 100 Years' War is the war between the Xlanthos and the humans, if you don't know what I'm talking about. We'll get to that. And then the post-100 Years' War, because there's about 100 years after the 100 Years' War that passes before the game starts. And so I got to go over that as well. And so you can see it just kind of breaks it down further and further. This is still a work in progress. I need to add a lot more to this so I can get step-by-step things that I need to work on, so I can sit down for an hour and look at it and say, what do I want to work on now? And I can actually get things checked off. So this is what you're seeing right here.